Joining us for the final time for the 2024 Eagles season is Eagles left tackle and world champion Jordan Mailata. Jordan, thank you for making the time.
Thank you guys. What an introduction.
Oh, well, come on, man. How's it feel to be a champion?
Hold on, is this the final time?
Well, for the season. You want to come on next week, too?
I hope it's the final time.
He said, I hope it's the final time.
We have you booked through July. Tuesdays at 4.
No, you don't.
What's up, brother?
Good to hear you guys, man. Good to hear from you guys.
Congratulations on Sunday night. I'm sure you've been asked just a bunch. We've seen all the interviews, but we didn't get our chance to ask you. Man, how does it feel? You weren't here. You came right after the championship in 2017, so you didn't necessarily get to experience that. How's it feel for you, man? World champion.
I don't think it's really sunk in yet. For some reason, I still feel like there's a game to play this week. So I'm just kind of like waiting for, the parade. Maybe it'll hit in the parade, but yeah, it just hasn't hit yet. Just still shocked, and of everything that we accomplished as a team this year. So yeah, that's how it really feels, honestly.
I don't know if there's a real answer to this question, but you guys kicked their asses. Like, was there any way that you thought it was a truly dominant performance and it was so exciting to watch? Is there any way that you guys thought that the game would play out in that sort of way?
Nah, I think for us, it was all just about worrying about us and not even worrying about the score. Even when we were up 24-0 at halftime, just coming in and saying, yeah, we're going to stay cool, calm, collected. It's 0-0. Screw the scoreboard. We're going to keep dominating our box and keep doing our jobs, executing at a high level, and that's all we worried about. It wasn't for us. It wasn't about as weird as it sounds. It wasn't about the score. It was just worrying about executing that job and then doing it again and doing it again and over again.
Well, that's how you guys played. I mean, you were one of the guys that spoke out during that week about, and you had such determination and focus on that game and going out there and not having a repeat performance, meaning not winning the game. It seemed like you guys weren't ready to take your foot off the gas until the very end. I mean, it literally felt that way till it was about 5 minutes ago in that game that you guys just had a stranglehold on Kansas City. From an offensive standpoint, I know they did some things versus the run game that seemingly worked out for them, but you guys stuck with it. What was that like going up against Spag's defense in the run game?
Man, they well disciplined in the run game. The linebackers are really, really, really fast, man, when they play downhill. So I think they were doing a great job of just adding on late. We didn't have enough blockers essentially to block our run looks. They just had an answer for the run game every time. But in saying that, they really forced us to pass the ball, and Jalen Hurts took off, mate.
I know as a player you sort of want to run through the finish line and you say it's not about the score. Was there a play in the game that happened and that let you know, oh, we've got this? Was there a moment?
Probably the Smitty bomb.
Yep.
Yeah, probably that moment that it was kind of just like, oh, we're firing on all cylinders. Let's keep this going. Yeah,
that put you guys up 34-0. I basically had the game over at the Cooper DeJean. We had that pick six, but that's just me. I just felt like, Jordan, your defense, man, the defense out there that day, you just don't see that very often to a Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid offense. You had to be impressed with your defense out there playing the way that they were playing.
And our defense played lights out all year, and I'm not surprised, man. I'm just not surprised anymore, especially with the way they played in the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, they played lights out, man. How about that defense, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch all year, and then for you guys to put an exclamation point on the season on both sides the way that you did. Just, I know Ike says I was nervous until the middle of the fourth quarter, as I normally am, but I was explaining to my wife, who doesn't really like football that much, at a point. She was like, "Can the other team win?" I was like, "Well, they'd have to get 8, and then get the ball back, and then get 8 again, and then get the ball back, and then get so." There was a lot of talk, in the middle of the season about that bye week, and there was another story that came out with Saquon just talking about that bye week. Do you, looking back on the season, look at that bye week and the adjustments that you guys made and the time that you had as pivotal as it felt from the outside?
100%. That was such like I've been saying this, ever since that bye week. The detail and the coaching changed when we came back from that bye week. The focusing on the technique, how it is applied, how it should be applied. Like it was more detailed, more finer, and I think that was the biggest difference. Just the way the coaching evolved.
When you're in the middle of the season like this, did you guys realize, or did you realize, since that bye week, y'all lost one game? The one game you guys lost was the game Jalen got injured in down there in Washington, and you still could have very easily won that game if we executed late in the game. But you guys almost ran off like 15 straight wins after the bye week.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I don't know. Those wins feel so far away. Felt like we played last year, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Since that bye week. But that's a pretty cool stat to know, man. I think again, it just comes down to the culture in that locker room. Is it going to buy into what the coaches are coaching? And we did, man. I think Sirianni did a great job of setting that culture early on. Then the vets leading in the locker room, and then we just got a bunch of young guys who are just hungry, man, hungry and humble. And so that's a good recipe to have, when you have that bye week early on, make the changes you need to make, and everyone just bought in. Everyone.
You've mentioned coaching a few times, and I'm assuming that most of your work is coming with Coach Stoutland, but you're losing your offensive coordinator again. What is the team losing in Kellen Moore, do you think?
Oh, man, this guy's a genius. Just a genius, really, man. I mean, as in terms of the coach, I'm not sure who's filling in, so I won't speak on that. But for Kellen, and he gave us space. He gave us the time and space to voice our opinion on plays. Took that feedback, and then just again continued to do his genius on Sundays. So we're gonna miss that for sure. Just the type of person he is and the type of coach he is, man. The Saints got a good one.
So you've earned some time off. What do you know? Like what your life is going to be like for the next month? Are you going on a vacation? What are you going to do?
Actually, I'll be quite busy the next couple months. Be going to Hawaii, New Zealand. Back here to America, I've got a couple weddings here. So just keep them busy, trying to enjoy the off-season.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. Enjoy your off-season, man. You guys did a lot of heavy lifting this year. A lot of heavy lifting this year, man. A celebration. Listen, I've seen a lot of locker room celebrations. I don't know if I've seen one like the one you guys put on Sunday. That was Club Novacare right there, man. Man, I mean, you guys like you're having a great time, man. What was the celebration like for you in the locker room with you and your teammates?
It was fun. It was crazy. Just absolute pandemonium in there. I missed like almost the whole party. I was doing press, media stuff, and when I got back in there, I got to be with the boys and celebrate for about half an hour before I was like, all right, we all got to leave now. And then getting on my phone and seeing the best part about that party was Landon and his IV drip with a beer can. That was the best part. I was just like, man, it's just so Landon.
Yeah, Elliot said that every time the party would slow down, a guy would come back into the locker room and it would just start back up again.
Yes, every time.
So Jordan, we've loved having you this year. For the last several weeks, we keep asking you one question, and even Jack and I even went to media night at the Superdome. And we couldn't even get the answer from you there. So I assume you're not going to tell us who your favorite media member is.
You must be a fortune teller. You must have got like palm reading. Palm reads. You're spot on. I'm not ruining my relationships that I've built, mate.
All right.
Maybe when I retire.
Yeah.
Well, we got a long time before that happens.
Yeah, we need some more years out of you before that happens. So, well, congratulations, man. You made everyone so proud. It was such an amazing season. It was an interesting season too. And for you all to put the stamp on it like you did, the conversations that people are having, just so you're aware, are that this is like the best Philadelphia, not just Eagles, but best Philadelphia team of all time this one season. And that is elite company. So thank you so much for everything you did, and congratulations.
Oh, thanks, guys.
And I know I've said this a couple times already, but I'll say it again because I won't get to talk to you until sometime this offseason, maybe at the golf course somewhere. We'll run into each other. Mm-hmm. But great job on being a great leader for this team this year. I don't think that I can't mention that enough. That sometimes kind of gets swept under the rug, but I thought you were out front as a leader this year, starting early when times got rocky and everything else. Your voice was the voice of reason out of that locker room, man. So thank you for being a great leader for this team this year.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I don't mind it being swept under the rug, mate. I do this for my boys. So, as long as we, I can't say as long as we win it because we did win it.
Yep, you did win it, brother. Yep, you did win it. Enjoy that parade Friday, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing Friday. Enjoy it.
Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, Jordan Mailata.